Hello, my name is Pam Turnwald, and I will be doing life passages this week. This week, we are going to be talking about the story of Queen Esther, and we'll be reading the Bible verse from the book of Esther, chapters 2, verses 5 through 18, chapters 3, verses 1 through 6, and chapter 8, verses 1 through 17. This is the story of Queen Esther. Once there was a young girl named Esther. Her cousin, Mordecai, worked for the king. When Esther's parents died, she went to live with her cousin in the palace. Esther learned new things, wore dazzling clothes, and grew into a beautiful young woman. When the king saw Esther, he said, "I am so happy. I want you to wear this crown and be my queen." Now Esther and Mordecai were Jews, and many people did not like Mordecai or the Jewish people. But the king was a wise man, and he always listened to what Mordecai and Esther had to say. One of the men who did not like Mordecai was a very proud man named Haman. One day the king said, "I am giving Haman a special job, and because he is so important, everyone should kneel and bow down to him." This made Haman happy because he thought a lot of himself, but Mordecai knew that God was the only one he should bow down to. When Haman saw that Mordecai wouldn't bow to him, he was so mad, and when he learned that Mordecai was a Jew, he was even madder. "This isn't right," Haman said. "I'm going to punish Mordecai and all of the Jewish people." Haman saw that the king loved Esther and that he listened to Mordecai, and this also made him angry. Haman knew that they were Jews, so he planned for all the Jews to be killed. But Esther was smarter than Haman. "I have found out something important," Esther told the king while they were eating at a banquet. She told him of Haman's plans to kill all of the Jews. When Esther told the king that Mordecai was her cousin and that they were both Jews, the king wasn't mad at her. Because the king loved Esther so much, he gave Mordecai the job that Haman had before. "Here is my ring for you to wear," the king said to Mordecai. "Write a message to all of the Jews in my name and seal the letters with my ring." The letters that Mordecai wrote went to people all across the land, and they celebrated with music, feasting, and dancing. "Hurrah for Queen Esther!" the people cheered, "because the king loves her and we are saved." So from that story, we can talk about different things that we could take away from that story. One would be Haman's anger toward the Jewish people, especially Mordecai and Esther. And when we think about that, we should try to love one another as God has asked us to do so, rather than not liking a certain group of people or being angry with a group of people. We should try to love one another. We can look at Mordecai and know that he stood up for what he believed in, that God should be the only one that we worship. And we should also look at Esther and know that she had the courage to tell the king about Haman's plans to kill the Jews. The king had the knowledge to listen to Esther and Mordecai, the people that he loved and trusted, and he made the right decision to save the Jewish people. So remember, we want to love one another. We should stand up for what we believe in. We should have the courage to tell the truth, and we should have the knowledge to listen and learn from others. So an activity to remind us of having courage when we are afraid or scared is we could make a courage badge. this is an example of a courage badge, and I'm going to show you how to make that. So what I used was purple construction paper, and purple is also the color for bravery or courage. So what you'll need, supplies, is purple construction paper, a cup for tracing, a pencil to trace, and a pair of scissors to cut out the circle. So you'll start by taking your piece of paper and taking your cup, and you're going to put your cup on the paper like this, and you're going to trace around your cup to make a circle. Okay, once you have that traced, you're going to take out your scissors and you're going to cut along the tracings to make your circle. After you have your circle made and cut out, you can take a marker, crayon, colored pencils, however, and you can write on your courage badge the following message: courage equals trust in God. So you can take your marker and write that onto your courage badge. And when you are feeling scared or uncomfortable or worried, you can take your courage badge and look at it. You could wear it, and just to remind you to trust in God. Another activity that you can do, and that would relate to the message that we learned about today, is we could write letters to our family and friends and loved ones, and just letting them know that we celebrate them and what we love about them, and letting them know about your love of God. And you can send these to grandparents or aunts and uncles, cousins, friends, neighbors, and that would be a great way to show your love for others as well as God. I hope you enjoyed this life passage, and I want to let you know that I truly miss seeing all of your faces, and I hope that you are all healthy and safe and doing well. And hopefully we'll get to see each other soon.